Rainforest Seafood has unlocked another significant milestone in its diversification and expansion plan by planting and manufacturing cassava to produce its own bammy. Now, in this week's edition of the Business Review, Cody and Barrett visited the processing plant at its headquarters on Slipe Road in St. Andrew and filed this report.
It's a new venture for Rainforest, a bammy-making plant, the perfect complementary product to seafood offerings and a Jamaican favorite, and the company is stepping up its investment in its production. Initially, Rainforest Seafood started selling bammy in 2012 and was being supplied by local manufacturers. But according to General Manager of Rainforest, Jerome Miles, its efforts to integrate and diversify its portfolio were meeting some shortfalls.
And what we found was that none of them could supply us with the quantities that we require. And part of that problem was raw material supply into those manufacturers. We tried to work with RADA, we tried to work with different farmers to actually source supplies for those manufacturers, and we never found it reliably enough.
And so the company decided to manufacture its own bammy. Feasibility tests and trials began November 2020, and by May 2021, it was ready to implement. Despite the pandemic, Rainforest Seafoods was determined to stay on track with its expansion plan.
And there are things we had to cut, and there are decisions we had to make to reduce costs. But this was an opportunity that we saw that the future was bright for, that it could provide not only a product for us to sell, but also it integrated into the community. It would provide farmers and members of the community with an opportunity to sell product in.
Now, the company produces over 50,000 pounds of bammy per week. However, it is aiming to increase to 100,000 pounds per week as soon as more advancements are made.
We are also working on some additional machinery for the plant to automate our baking. And that the designer that is far advanced, and that will also improve the throughput in the plant, so we can process more product quicker and more cost effectively.
So far, Rainforest Seafoods has invested 75 million Jamaican dollars in the manufacturing plant.
That was spent on improving the building that it's now housed in, because it was an existing building and we had to repurpose it. We had to improve the ventilation in the building. Then the major expenditure was on the equipment, so we had to buy, conveyors, grinders, presses. We had to buy our screening equipment, stoves for baking, and then we had to invest in design and acquisition of the initial packaging.
Another $25 million is projected to be spent on getting the baking aspect automated. The product is also being made with the intention of exporting. Currently, research is being conducted to determine the size of the market.
We know that it is probably bigger than the Jamaican market itself. The diaspora is huge, and people tend to want these foods from home, especially in times of independence is coming up, Christmas, everybody wants to have home food. So we believe that we could be sending a container of bammy every month, every 2 months maybe. As a guess right now, we're still trying to determine that.
Rainforest Seafoods anticipates that by this summer, it will be able to export its first shipment. And as for more plans for expansion,
we are known for our innovation. There are always new things come. Just watch this space.
Cody and Barrett, TVJ News.